Good morning. I'm your host, Jessie Lachey, or Jay Lachey, and welcome to the J Word. This morning, I have several things that I want to get into, specifically talking about mental health, social media, and just an update of things that's been going on with me. Um, so, if you're interested, please stay tuned. Please remember to like, follow, share, comment, as you please. So, first things first, I am recording this video this morning while I am on the clock. I'm going to try to record in between calls. Luckily, so far it's been slow, so knock on wood on that. The smoke that you see burling in my face a little bit, that is my incense. Um, just to kind of calm me down with the things that's been going on. So don't mind the smoke as you see it billow in my face as you do right now. Um, I'm really going to try not to be a downer Debbie on this post. I'm really going to try not to be, because that's not my intention. But I am somewhat of a realist where it is what it is. So, to kick this topic of discussion off, um, I have been diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder as well as severe major depressive disorder. And I've also learned through this whole mental health process that I do not produce enough serotonin naturally. And honestly, based on that information, I do think that my serotonin production probably went down over the years. But I had the opportunity to take some testing to figure that out, as well as what medications work best for me. So, just a heads up to those out there that are struggling with mental health and struggling with the idea of medication, I highly recommend talking to your therapist or a medical professional that would be able to test that out for you, because I found it to be very interesting and just something very knowledgeable. Um, as a person that likes to learn and things like that, so that was like right up my alley to figure out, as well as being helpful to my mental health. So, one thing that happened to me recently, I tried to have a relationship with someone, and it completely fell apart. And being that it just recently happened, like the end of last week, um, I'm still struggling with it on top of all the other things that I have to deal with. Um, so I completely feel broken by it, even though I'm trying to pick up the pieces and put on a brave face, because I am an Aries. So I am a sign that's all about making it seem like I am okay when I'm really not. That is like the thing about Aries, and it is all up in my chart, as well as Taurus sign being all up in my chart. So those are the two prevalent signs in my natal chart. Um, so when that happened, and I'm still struggling with it, and the other party wanted me to feel a certain way, but that's not how that works. You can't control how another person receives stuff or how they feel about things. I don't think that he is aware that that's what's going on in his mind, but because I did not respond the way that he wanted me to, it seems like that just made it worse. And I am devastated. because I thought this was someone that was gonna be for the long haul. And I am also an empath and a highly sensitive person. And with all the research and self-care and you know, discovering my authentic self, I know those things about me, even though on the surface I don't look like I'm either empathic or sensitive, but I am. So I've been struggling with that, and so that leads me into my next topic, um, because I started researching the fact that I wanted to completely withdraw. I wanted to withdraw from people. I also had fell out with a friend recently, so it was like all this stuff. Even in just the past 2 years, with last year losing both of my grandparents and dealing with that and my job and just a wealth of different things. um, I just want to withdraw, and I still have that feeling. And I started just looking up different things about withdrawing from society, and I came across the term hikikomori. And based on what I found on YouTube, it seems like it's a problem over in Japan, but I still don't quite understand like why it's a problem, and I still have a lot of research to do on it. But I was familiar with the term otaku, weeb, so I just decided that that's what I was gonna do. For me, I feel like because I've been a part of society for so long, I think it would be very hard for me to completely remove myself from society, especially being that I live with family. Um, and I have people that text and call me, especially since this devastating breakup happened, that they're like checking on me. I have my therapist checking on me, but I've talked to her about how I was feeling. Like, I don't want to be around people. People have disappointed me in such a way that I don't want anything to do with anyone. And that's very hard, especially when I have a social job, as you can see by the earpiece. um, I answer the phone all day, 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday. So it's I think it would be impossible for me to be a true hikikomori in that sense, but I want to get as close to it as I possibly can. And that leads me to the next point, which is social media. This particular individual I met through social media, doing TikToks and things like that. So it really put a damper and fueled the fire for me wanting to go ahead and withdraw from people. Um, I don't know why, hikikomori is such a bad thing in Japan, or even just a bad thing, period. Um, to me, there's different words for it. There's recluse, there's social anxiety people, there's, um, you know, there, pick a name. I think it doesn't matter. Um, but I've been really just thinking about it more, and probably would just kind of post my journey on it, on here, just so I could get it off of my chest and check in, and do some kind of check in by posting these videos and being honest about what I'm feeling, which is very hard for me to do. It's very hard for me to tell people how I feel. But in the past, recent years, I've been more vocal than I normally have been ever in my life. And I don't see the benefit of being honest with people. I don't see the benefit of telling people how I feel, because I feel like what I feel gets disregarded, gets ignored. Um, People just flat out don't care. And it's more about what they are feeling instead of trying to come to a compromise and understand each other. You know, it's and I've also run into people, unfortunately, like this individual that I recently broke up with, where it's a control thing. You want me to feel certain ways, but that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. I can't sit up there, do something to somebody, and expect them to feel how I want them to feel, and expect them to react how I want them to react. I'm not okay. I'm not okay because this individual made the effort to make me come out of my shell and, open myself up only to be like, that's it, I'm out. Especially when I explained past situations and my pain to them, and they went ahead and disregarded all that and just did it anyway. Now, I was trying to be understanding about their feelings into it, but the other thing was just that this was a combination of thinking in situations that I've come to the conclusion of withdrawing. So it wasn't just about a guy. Um, it's just been a number of things that's been piling up that I felt like I wanted to go ahead and pursue this withdrawal from society. And as far as social media, I met this individual through social media, and even though like our fallout kind of happened on the platform of Facebook, um, I still don't want to be on there really. I did. I closed one of my Facebook pages. I didn't close Instagram, um, and a second page that I had on Facebook. I didn't close them, but I took the apps off my phone. I am just feeling completely overwhelmed and just frustrated um, when it comes to people. So uh, I also wanted to remove myself from social media just because I started thinking about all the things that I wanted to get done, and I felt like social media also takes up a lot of time that I could be doing things that I really want to do, like getting through my book inventory list. Also, decluttering and getting rid of things, and just working on me to try to refocus back on myself. But I'm still struggling with the mental health part of it. But I felt like not being on there, I don't know if I will return. I took TikTok off of my phone. Um, I don't know at this point where I would return back to quote unquote normal, um, because after everything, I'm just over it. And I know it's been difficult because of quarantine too, to where, um, you don't have that much, going on, um, that, takes up time because it's like, oh, I'm bored. Well, let me get on TikTok. Let me get on Facebook. Let me get on Instagram. But I decided that I was going to try to just nip that in the butt. I have a cousin that I think is a hikikomori or some type of recluse, but I don't know all the details, and unfortunately she's kind of like off in her own little world or whatever. And I kind of want to try to figure out a way to reach out to her and ask her stuff, um, and see what she thinks and what she says, just because she's somebody that I personally kind of know that withdraw from people, including family. So I'll probably figure out how to reach out to her and see what happens. Um, but yes, I just kind of wanted to talk about that and my withdrawal from people. Um, but it, to be on a lighter note, I get to concentrate on trying to get back to the things that I love doing, such as writing, reading, watching anime series. Try to get back to those things instead of using time and energy into social media accounts. So that's the flip side. And I wanted to end this video on that note because that's more of a positive thing. Because again, didn't want to make this video a complete downer. But I also wanted to be real about it. So that is my story. Let me know what you think in the comments. Any thoughts? Have you felt like this? Do you know anybody who's been like this, or just anything you feel is necessary? I'll probably do some more like phone dumping on Instagram, but I even put that to a pause as well. I don't know if I'll return back to it. But anyway, hopefully this will give me more, of a focus in things that I want to be productive over, and kind of change things around for me. But I hope that you guys have a good day. Happy Tuesday. Enjoy the summertime and take care of yourself.